respect passing and scoring.
Now here's Walker. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Nice shot by Wallace.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
But I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Here's Kuminga. The Pacers making the shot. Rebound by Wallace.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And they take the lead.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Here's the franchise. He's coming off an unbelievably high-scoring game. Nice defense from Wallace.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
Slammed in by Taylor.
And for a power forward, he can sure get up. I mean, because of that leaping ability, it kind of offsets his height disadvantage.
And so it's Charles Lee calling timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team.
Here's a look at some stats for Halliburton. Tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. He's averaging 28 points, 10 assists, and 5 rebounds. And what is crazy is that these numbers might not even do his game justice. He's been phenomenal.
Feels like every night this guy does something that just blows your mind. So fun to watch, someone the other players look up to.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Pass to Turner. Outside, Taylor. Back to Turner. Halliburton passes to Wallace. That falls. Nice feed that time from Halliburton. Wallace has got his second bucket.
But Halliburton can be so clever with the basketball. Helps yet another teammate take advantage of an opening.
Towns kicks to Kuminga. Taylor with the rebound.
Pressured that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
Here's Wallace, bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Now here's Towns. Scoreless thus far. And so it looks like the 76ers will retain possession here. It's stolen by Taylor. Halliburton on the wing. Taylor passes to Halliburton. Wallace outside. Taylor kicks to Wallace. 6 to shoot. Releases. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. Towns has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And a wide open look for Halliburton. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they shot the basketball.
We know, Doris, that Towns might already be one of the best shooting bigs ever.
But Kevin, he flat stated and called himself the best shooting big of all time. He has an argument because not only has he shot the ball incredibly well from deep, even as his volume has gone up, his efficiency stays the same. This is a gifted offensive post player.
No good from outside. And here's Kuminga. He'll bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Trailing by 4. Here's the franchise. They get the rebound. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession.
Looking now at the numbers for the franchise. Just an incredible month of basketball. First in scoring. And he's as good as it gets from three-point land. In fact, the best percentage that we have in the league.
And his scoring abilities are just so far out of sight. #1 overall right now. No one's been able to slow him down or even come close. Plenty of daylight on that shot. And that's now 9 points for Wallace. And timeout is called by Charles Lee. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline.
Here they come,
The Pacers making a switch here. Simons is checked in. And what hot hands have been coming from the ranks of the small forwards this past month. A look at the leading shooting percentages for those players. Desmond Bane, 4th.
And that is such an efficient group offensively. That really is the best way to describe it. I mean, they never force anything and always wait for the right shot.
You know, in addition to that patience and efficiency, they're each extremely talented natural scorers. They've got the kind of precise form all young players would do well to replicate.
The 76ers trail by 4. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Caught up with Coach Charles Lee. I asked him about the challenge of facing Miles Turner, and he said this guy is a problem for our offense. Miles is an incredible shot blocker. You have to know where he is on the floor at all times. Now, we don't normally hear a coach talk about somebody's defense first, but Turner is that guy. Fellas?
Okay, David, thanks. Both free throws good from the franchise. And at this stage of the season, Doris, it is safe to say we know who the true contenders are, right?
Kevin, I would say yes for the most part. But we have seen play-in teams from either side of the bracket make a deep run. And I don't want to rule anything out. We tip it up for a reason.
Well, there's some recent news. And now on the phone, we go to Shams Charania. Hey, Shams, what's going on?
Thank you, guys. Today, we've got the story out of Orlando for the Magic. They're bringing in Isaiah Hartenstein, who many around the league believe is overlooked at times. He's disruptive defensively, not just blocking shots as a 7-footer, but picking up steals, quick to get the ball up the court as well, and, of course, a strong rebounder and efficient scorer. This is a big-time winning move for them.
Thanks again, Shams, as always. And here's Halliburton, following the 3 from the franchise. Walker's shot is off.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Here's the franchise, and there it is for him. The franchise has got 19 points.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Outside, Maxey. Halliburton with the steal. Here's Simons. And the slam dunk by Simons.
And that all comes from the defense of Tyrese Halliburton, looking to make things happen.
Here's the franchise, covered by Simons. Yep, that one goes in there.
Nothing better than a hustle play like that. It gets the whole team amped up, sets the example for everyone.
Lets it go with a 3. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. The franchise passes to Towns. Here's the franchise. Towns, the screen. Maxey on the wing, covered by Simons. Pacers trail by 3. Pass to Turner. It's Simons, top of the key. Back to Taylor. And Taylor with the stuff.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
You know, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
Now, here's Simons. 5 points in the game. Pocket 6. And finished off by Halliburton.
But we're talking about a guard who's got some bounce. Tyrese Halliburton with the hops.
Pass to the franchise. With the shot. Again, Philadelphia.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Halliburton passes to Turner. Halliburton sets the pick for Turner. Here's Walker. Out to Taylor. Simons from outside. Bangs home the trifecta. Simons has got 8.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Taylor against Maxey. Doesn't get the finger roll. And here's Halliburton. He'll bring it up for Indiana. It's good. Only a few seconds into the shot clock. 6 points for him.
Boy, always ready to play up-tempo basketball. Tyrese Halliburton stops on the pull-up. That is nice.
A franchise. And there's a foul. It's on Towns. That's his first foul.
Yeah, there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Jones checked in for Kuminga. Jones comes in for Bane. And it's John Morant in for Maxey. Then for the Pacers, Jackson, he's checked in for Miles Turner, and it's Jenkins in for Halliburton. Simons from outside. For the Pacers, they come in off a loss to the Magic.
And defensively in that one, they needed to come up with big stops to quiet that crowd, and that's obviously easier said than done.
I'll tell you this, it looked like they wanted to get out of town as quickly as possible. The problem is their defense went with them.
And here is Simons. After the three-pointer from the franchise. And Simons is good for 3. Simons has got it all tied up now for Indiana.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Jenkins, the pass to Walker. And the dunk by Walker.
And offensively right now, each team getting what it wants.
Yeah, this is already a high-scoring game, but we knew that was a possibility coming into this one.
It's like reading a picture book for Morant. He makes it look insanely easy.
34 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Three-pointer, Simons. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Philadelphia shooting very well. 58%. The offense is flowing right now early for them. And Morant gets it to go on the assist by Towns. And the 76ers lead by 2. Morant against Simons. Jackson, a screen on Morant. Offensive rebound. Jackson gets the bucket.
What energy on the offensive boards. The defense can't match the effort, and they paid the price.
It's all tied in Philadelphia. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And looking at what we've seen from the 76ers, what do you guys think?
Attacking, drawing fouls. They won that first quarter at the line.
They have done a tremendous job of drawing contact and putting officials in a place where they simply have to make the call.
They've got Karl Anthony Towns. Morant is out there with the franchise. Then it's Jones. And it's Jones in at the small forward. That's the group for Philadelphia to start the second quarter. Connects from three-point range. Simons has got 14 points.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Here's Morant. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Greg, with how explosive Ja Morant is, he has certainly taken his fair share of awkward falls.
And that's what worries you with guys like that. He's already had a number of injuries in his young career, but we all just want to see him at full health.
It seems every season, Doris, we have players speak out on being unhappy with their role.
Well, consider, Kevin, that if you're one player on a roster in the NBA, how coveted each of those spots are, but also how competitive they are. You don't get there without that nature, which means you want to play.
Capella with the bucket.
Assists like... like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Here's the franchise. The Pacers pull it in. Walker's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Jackson dishes to Jenkins. Jackson kicks to Jenkins. Just 5 on the clock. 3-pointers, Simons. And Indiana, another 3.
And what a huge performance for him. I mean, he drained 3 3-pointers in that first quarter, and he's got 2 more here in the second.
That's in, and the Pacer lead is cut down to 3 points. Nice bucket there from the franchise. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Hey guys, the franchise in the last game against Charlotte just was phenomenal. He had 69 points, and as you may have guessed with him, a lot of those were on the 3-ball. Numbers like that are sure to get attention around the league, and everyone's excited to see what he does tonight. Guys?
Thank you, David. You're right. He was a one-man wrecking crew in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
One of the things I like about this guy, he's able to up the intensity whenever needed, and players really feed off his energy. Boy, that's too easy to miss, but somehow he finds a way to do it.
Morant left side. A miss that time would have put him up. Indiana's gotten the 3-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it. 9 times they've missed. From the stripe. Rebound by the 76ers. This game against Indiana, the first time they've met this year. Down low. And Towns throws it down.
You call that moving with intent and purpose. The big-time finish by Karl Anthony.
For Indiana, they've gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Now here's Jenkins. 11 points for him in that last game against the Magic in Orlando. Some nice passing here by Indiana. And they get it. And the Pacers can't get it to go. The 76ers lead. Here's the franchise. He has 38 in the game. And a miss there on the triple. Indiana's gotten both of their 3-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Philadelphia shooting a smooth 58% from the field. Everything going according to plan for them on that end.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. And timeout call by J.B. Bickerstaff. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with this guy.
You must have left your dancing shoes at home.
And some changes here for the Pacers. Taylor comes in for Clint Capella. And it's Cason Wallace in for Anthony Simons. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Outside, Taylor. Pass to Walker. Stolen away. Now the 76ers on the break. And Jones slams it home.
Well, they weren't not going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
And so here is Indiana. 6-point game. They'll be playing host to Miami for the next game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Taylor passes to Jenkins. They need this one. A rebound by the franchise. The franchise has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Kuminga. And Kuminga throws it down.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You want to continue to build on this lead. Right now, still a little too close for